The Steelers are growing increasingly impatient as they await a final answer from Aaron Rodgers regarding his future for the 2025 season. Despite having an offer on the table, a one-year deal with clear financial parameters, Rodgers, now 41, has yet to give his definitive "I'm in." This delay is beginning to force head coach Mike Tomlin and the Pittsburgh organization to seriously evaluate alternative options at the quarterback position. According to NFL Network's Tom Pelissero, the Steelers are at a crossroads. At some point here, you are going to have to make other decisions that impact your football team for years to come, Pelissero noted. With other teams, like the Minnesota Vikings, already ruling out Rodgers and choosing to develop their young quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, the window for Rodgers to join Pittsburgh is rapidly closing. Behind the scenes, the Steelers are exploring several alternatives. In addition to considering Kirk Cousins from the Atlanta Falcons, the franchise is reportedly keeping a close eye on young prospects. Recently, they hosted a visit from standout Ole Miss quarterback Jaxson, a top 30 prospect, as a potential alternative if Rodgers ultimately decides against joining the team. Team owner Art Rooney-Siku has made it clear that while the Steelers are willing to wait, they cannot do so indefinitely. With the contract parameters having been in place for weeks, the pressure is mounting to secure a quarterback who can help sustain the team's future success. In summary, with Rodgers' decision still pending and his options outside the Steelers dwindling, Pittsburgh is preparing to move on and pivot to alternative plans. The organization faces a pivotal moment as they balance the hope of reuniting with a veteran star against the need to build for the future with younger talent.
What's going on, Steelers Nation and NFL fanatics? Welcome back to the channel for an even deeper dive into the Aaron Rodgers saga in Pittsburgh. It looks like the honeymoon phase, if you can even call it that, might be over before it even began. New reports are swirling that Mike Tomlin and the Steelers are reaching their breaking point with Aaron Rodgers' drawn-out decision for the 2025 season. And they could be ready to slam the door shut and explore other quarterback avenues. This is a potentially franchise-altering moment, so let's break down every angle of this developing story. As we covered briefly before, the video you sent over clearly states that the Pittsburgh Steelers are still in a holding pattern, waiting for that elusive yes or no from future Hall of Famer Aaron Rodgers regarding his plans for the upcoming 2025 NFL season. But the key development here is the growing sense of urgency and impatience emanating from the Steel City. It's not just about waiting anymore, it's about the Steelers' ability to build their team for the future. The article emphasizes that Rodgers hasn't yet responded to the Steelers' offer. And the clock is ticking louder than ever within the black and gold organization. Head coach Mike Tomlin, known for his decisive leadership, is reportedly not one to sit around idly. He's now actively engaged in exploring alternative options at the quarterback position as the 2025 NFL season looms large on the horizon. This suggests a clear shift in strategy. The Steelers aren't just hoping for Rodgers, they're preparing for a future without him. Adding another layer of intrigue, the article reminds us that Rodgers' options outside of Pittsburgh are dwindling rapidly. The Minnesota Vikings, another team that was initially linked to the four-time MVP, have seemingly taken themselves out of the running. Their decision to fully commit to developing their young rookie quarterback, J.J. McCarthy, signals a significant shift in their own quarterback plans, effectively closing off what many considered Rodgers' other primary suitor. This leaves the Steelers as potentially the only viable option for Rodgers if he intends to play in 2025. So, what's causing this delay from Rodgers? The answer remains shrouded in mystery. Previous reports have suggested that contract negotiations might be a sticking point, with Rodgers possibly seeking a specific financial package. In this context, the insights from NFL Network's Tom Pelissero become even more crucial. Pelissero's direct quote paints a picture of a team at a standstill. The Steelers don't have an answer. And at some point here, you are going to have to make other decisions that impact your football team for years to come. That are hiring on one 41-year-old making up his mind and just saying, yes, done, I'm coming. The contract parameters have been in place for weeks. It's going to be a one-year deal when it's get done, but they don't have the final "I'm in." This highlights the precarious position the Steelers are in. They can't put their entire offseason on hold indefinitely for a player who might not even end up signing. The video rightly points out the perspective of Steelers owner Art Rooney too, who previously stated that while they were willing to be patient with Rodgers, that patience has its limits. The fact that the contract parameters have been agreed upon for weeks suggests that money might not be the sole holdup, leaving many to speculate about Rodgers' overall commitment and health following his Achilles injury. Now, let's talk about those alternative options the Steelers are reportedly exploring. The article mentions their past interest in veteran quarterback Kirk Cousins, a proven player in the league. Although he ultimately chose to sign with the Atlanta Falcons, they also had their eye on Joe Milton III, a quarterback with a big arm who eventually landed with the Dallas Cowboys. These explorations show that the Steelers were already considering life beyond Rodgers. But the most intriguing development is the recent visit of Ole Miss quarterback prospect Jaxson to Pittsburgh. As a top 30 visit, this signifies a significant level of interest from the Steelers brass. Dart is a young, talented player with a bright future, and bringing him in for a closer look suggests that the Steelers might be seriously considering drafting and developing a quarterback, especially if the Rodgers situation falls through. What are Dart's strengths? He's known for his arm talent, athleticism, and ability to make plays both inside and outside the pocket. While still raw, he possesses the kind of upside that could be very appealing to a team looking for a long-term solution at quarterback. Could Tomlin see Dart as a project he can mold into a future star? It's certainly a possibility. This situation raises a lot of questions for Steelers fans. Are they disappointed that the Rodgers dream might be fading? Are they excited about the potential of a young prospect like Jaxson Dart? What other veteran quarterbacks might the Steelers consider if Rodgers ultimately passes? Could they potentially look at someone like Ryan Tannehill or Gardner Minshew? The possibilities are still out there. The video underscores the high stakes involved in this decision. The Steelers know they need to solidify their quarterback position if they want to compete at the highest level in the AFC. Relying on an aging quarterback coming off a major injury is a gamble. And it seems like Mike Tomlin is not afraid to explore other paths to success. This could be a sign of confidence in their scouting department and their ability to identify and develop young talent. Ultimately, the decision rests with Aaron Rodgers. Will he finally give the Steelers the "I'm in" they've been waiting for? Or will his continued hesitation lead the Steelers to pull the trigger on another option, potentially ushering in a new era of quarterback play in Pittsburgh? This is a developing story that will have significant implications for the Steelers' 2025 season and beyond. What are your thoughts now? Are you still holding out hope for Aaron Rodgers and the